on, YouTube? Welcome to Outdoor Life with Nick Laws in association with the Montana Wilderness Survival and Bushcraft School. If you'd like to check that out, there's a link in the description. Whew, just pushed in. Just now got far enough away from the mountain pass that I don't hear the trucks. So it's beautiful out. It's supposed to get almost 40 degrees today. It's about 20 degrees now. And we just broke off trail. We're gonna head up into here and try to find us a spot. We're not doing anything particular. We've got a really good kit, some good food, and we're just gonna find a really nice spot to relax. We're gonna spend the night and most of the day tomorrow. And so we're just gonna get out here and enjoy the outdoors because it's beautiful. So thanks for tuning in. Not quite sure what this video will turn into. Kind of just an overnight. We'll set up a nice little bush camp. We'll get into that. And again, thanks for tuning in. I gotta get going. So I think we're gonna post up next to this rock here. I've been hiking for about an hour and a half, and I'm trying to find a spot that, you know, is dry like this, but finding a flat spot. The camera doesn't do it justice, but that's very tilted. Trying to find a flat spot that is also snow free has been proven very difficult. I think we're gonna set up in here. And I was all the way up over that top of that trying to find a spot, but the snow gets deeper up there because it's getting less sun. So we're gonna see what we can come up with here. It was quite a push up that hill. Got a pretty good view. So it's beautiful out. I'm gonna take a breather, grab a drink, and then start figuring out the campsite. All right, I haven't been filming very much because I've just been really enjoying this day. It's absolutely beautiful. And in my intro I said I got away from where I could hear the highway. I can hear it a little through the pass there. But we got a gear bomb. And what's the start of our sleeping quarters here. This flap comes down and covers this. We've got one of those, I call them a baked potato blanket. One of those orange emergency tarps with the mylar on the inside. And we got our fire pit. I don't know what you can see. There we go. And now we're going to work on our sleeping area. It's not as flat as I would have liked. It does dip down that way. Obviously I'll put my feet that way, but I'm thinking of kind of evening it out a little bit with some pine. But yeah, we're just taking our time, enjoying our day. All right, so we got our bedroll in. I tested it out, and I am gonna have to try to do some kind of evening. It's just 2 pitch down here in this back corner. So, but anyway, what we have is what I like to do if I'm gonna sleep this close to a fire is put the wool on top of all my nylon stuff. No one wants a burnt hole in their sleeping bag if they can avoid it, and I definitely don't want one in the sleeping pad. So what I do when I'm close to the fire, I'm not planning on having it huge, but this pine likes to spark, is I put the wool on top. That way if an ember falls on, it usually goes out before it gets through the wool. And so underneath, we've got the 0 degree military issue 0 degree bag. Busted out all the comforts. I got my camping pillow. Cinches down in the mummy head of the sleeping pad, or the sleeping bag. And then underneath we've got a Thermarest base camp sleeping pad, and then a tarp on the ground just to keep everything off it. So that's going to be our sleeping arrangement. So I'm not supposed to get too cold, maybe down around 15 degrees. We got the baked potato, that's going to be reflecting heat out of the fire pit, and this flap comes down and closes up. So there's a triangle in the middle there above the fire. These tarps, well, at least this tan tarp, or this brown tarp, has a good amount of spark holes in it, so if it gets a few more, I'm not too worried about it. So yeah, getting close to lunchtime. I'm gonna have to start Just been grabbing sticks as I walk by them, but I'm gonna have to actually stock up on wood. There's plenty right there and plenty right there. So absolutely gorgeous out. It's t-shirt weather. I'm probably gonna get sunburned. All right, so now it's time to concentrate on the firewood and then melting snow. That's my water. So I'm gonna get enough snow melted for cooking, enough to fill the canteen. I brought my cook kit and my 2-quart military canteen. So I'm gonna get to melting water once I get the fire going and load up on all my containers with water so I don't have to do it again tonight, and maybe get enough for tomorrow morning too. So yeah, we're gonna go do some collecting. It's gonna be a good night. All right, melting down our water, or our snow to water. Cool this off a little bit. I think it's actually still a little slushy. What we're gonna do is we're gonna fill the canteen. And then we're gonna keep filling this up, getting it on the fire, and we're gonna go ahead and stock up on water. I think once I get this canteen full, I'm gonna do this one more time, and then I'm gonna get some water ready for lunch. I still haven't eaten yet, and I'm guessing it's probably, I don't know, 1:30 or so. I haven't had anything since breakfast. So. Just gonna do the snow thing. Just keep melting it down. All right. Gonna eat a late lunch. I'm not sure. I did bring some boneless chicken for dinner. We'll see how full I am off of that, if I'll just snack later and save the chicken for tomorrow or whatnot. A little bit of clouds coming in, but it's still really nice out. We did it quick and simple. We did a freeze dried. So we got the beef stroganoff. Good amount of food. Got a full cold 2 quarts of water. I still have water over there, and I'm planning on doing some more because I usually like to have my coffee or my tea in the evening. But right now it's chow time. Got my titanium Yuko, and yeah, we're gonna enjoy some sit down time, some peace and quiet. So we'll get back to you in a little bit. All right, I'm not sure if I'm gonna get into the chicken, so I hung it. I'm not too worried about bear around here, but it's good practice. This view. There's an old, I don't know if you could see it in the video, but there's an old train bridge. Like trains don't run on it anymore between those two. Back in the day. So, anyway. I don't know if you can see that. That's that ACU pouch I keep on my back sometimes. What I did is I put the chicken in there. It's in a completely sealed container. And then I packed it with ice, or snow rather, and I hung it up in the tree. That's probably 20 feet off the ground, but it's only like 6 feet off the tree. I usually like to go a little farther, but there's not much to work with. All these trees don't have, as you can see, a lot of horizontal branches, or big ones anyway. You know, they're all conifers. Yeah, that's better. Let's try zooming it the right way. So yeah, we're tied off. That blue string, we're up there, and that'll do it for hanging the raw meat. So cool, got that done. It's not too far from camp, closer than you'd usually do it. If I was in like a they have mandatory bear storage areas, or if I knew there was bear in the area, I'd probably go a little farther, but we're all right. Got about another hour of daylight. It is starting to cool off. And once that sun goes past that, it's going to cool off quite a bit. So I started closing her up. That's what we got from this one side. I'd like to get a little more taut in that corner, get rid of that ripple, but we're just getting the shape of it. So the top has the breathe hole for the fire. And this is what the inside looks like. So, got a little bit of wood, the fire pit, the bed, and then, yeah, it's basically, we'll get some pictures from inside of it. And it's pretty open. I mean, I got this whole end open, that little end open, and that end open. So, I'm going to be exposed. I'm not cocooning in. But with the fire, the little reflective off of this orange thing, and I'm well overrated for my sleeping system, I think I'll be just fine. So, just starting to get a little chilly. So yeah, it'll work. It's getting to be that breezy time of the day. The sun is going down. I probably have not even a half an hour before that pokes back behind that other mountain. So it's that breezy time of day. I got a little fire going. Probably make some tea. I'm still full from that mountain house. It's supposed to be 2 servings. It's really just 1 large serving, but it did me well. I'm going to be relying mostly on the sleep system tonight to stay warm. The bag's rated for 0. It's supposed to get to 15, so that's right about that comfort level. And I've got the wool blanket. But I think I'm going to be A-okay. I don't have a tremendous amount of firewood. Like I said, I'm not going to try to maintain a hotbed of coals through the night to stay warm. To cut down on weight, because winter gear is heavy just compared to other seasons. So to cut down on weight, I didn't bring my major tools that I almost always bring, which is my bow saw and my axe. So when it came to processing any kind of wood, it was all by hand, the small folding saw, or my knife. So I didn't go with anything very big because I wasn't worried about maintaining it through the evening, and I couldn't process that stuff. So I don't know if I'll get back to you before it's headlamp time, but before I make some tea, I'll make sure I stop back in before I get comfortable. So we'll talk to you in a bit. It's just about dark. Got my tea. I don't know what you can see, but we got the tea going. I've got those cheap dollar Walmart headlamps that aren't really good for being headlamps, but they're great little lights to hang around. Got those going. Just about ready to tuck into the sleeping bag. I don't want to go to bed too early. The last overnight, I went to bed so early because it was getting dark so early that I woke up at like 3 in the morning. and then what? So I don't want to go to bed too early. We're losing light here. Gonna stoke the fire. I'm just one stick in it, just maintaining this little bit of fire before I go to sleep. So heard some coyotes. I didn't get it on video. as the sun was going down, and drink the tea and eventually get flat. So this will probably be it for the night. Thanks for tuning in this far, and we'll talk to you in the morning when we have breakfast. Good morning. Brr. That's what I gotta say. It's a little chilly. It got a lot colder than 15 degrees for sure. But I just got up. It's probably about 5:45, so not too bad. Got a decent amount of sleep. Little cold. Did some tossing and turning. Just a little uncomfortable. But we've got the coffee. Here, let me change my headlamp to white. The coffee is made. Yeah, you can see your breath pretty good in here. Pretty cold. Coffee steaming. Good stuff. It'll feel good to sleep in a bed. It was pretty crunchy, but it also feels good just to be out. So I'm gonna drink this, and we'll talk to you when the sun comes up. Get some breakfast going. All right, one more quick video. I'm gonna get up and get out of the sleeping bag and go get some firewood. It's getting lighter and lighter. So yeah, we're gonna go to get that done. I got my boots warming up next to the fire right here. They kept my feet dry all day in that slush yesterday, so still liking them. Just enjoying the fire. Time to get up actually though. Get dressed, get the shoes on, break up some firewood. That's it. That's all I've got within hand's reach. All right, now we're going to refill our entire water supply so we don't have to worry about it later, and at the same time get some water boiling for the oatmeal. So I'm going to do a few trips back and forth with the stainless steel, melt down some of this snow. We're going to get the canteen refilled, and I mean, if we have to do more later for some reason, that's fine, but I want to get it chunked away first thing this morning, almost like chores, you know. And then I started getting some firewood set aside. I got plenty to boil some water, so I'm going to go ahead and produce a bunch of firewood also this morning. So we'll get to it. We do have enough to wet our whistle left in the canteen. So usually what I like to do with the first batch of melted snow is leave that hot water in there, and that way it helps melt the snow a little bit quicker to get it to water. So the first batch I don't pour into the canteen. I'm going to add more snow and get it back on the fire, and then after that we'll start filling the canteen, and then we'll do the bottle again. The snow is like super crunchy. Should have grabbed my glove. So we'll go ahead and fill this up. Man, the snow is so crunchy, it almost scrapes your knuckles. It's like ice. I mean, this has been melting down and freezing and melting down and freezing for quite a while here. It was powder at one point. All right. I turned around and I saw this. It's warmth coming. Sun hitting the hills. It's beautiful. This is something new that I'm carrying around, and it was a good time to bring it up. It's this little Molly deal for a cell phone. Now I find that I can actually fit, this is a $10 rechargeable from Walmart. This is the one I used yesterday. It is done. But that fits right in there. My S9 Plus slides right back down in there. I face the screen toward the back. As long as I keep that clean, this is actually a really nice surface. And then I have this heavy duty, so we can focus on that. Come on, baby. There we go. I've got this heavy duty corded charger that I slide down right, I coil it up and put it right in front of the battery. So it all fits right in there, and I can bring this on my hip. I got a full charge pack usually, and the charger and the phone right on my hip. I do 90% of my filming with the phone now, so you know, it's basically my whole camera kit right there, minus the tripod. The reason I brought this stuff out is I've had this is another $10 Walmart charger. You know, you can get it in like the aisle when you're checking out. They were 10 bucks, so I gave them a shot. This gray one is just now kind of losing its deal. I've been using it since last spring, so for $10 it's already a win. But I did a lot of stuff with the phone yesterday, stills. I did some video chatting and stuff like that, and that battery pack lasted me all day yesterday with overuse. I was actually surprised, so I was using it more than usual. This one I've only used throughout the night periodically, and we're at 33. So this one just isn't doing it as much. So that new one, we're going to keep that charging in that pack for now. And for 10 bucks, this lasted me since last spring. So I'm going to go with it. With that said, we're going to keep track of what we have for battery. When I get down to, like, you know, emergency reserves, we're going to shut it all down. So we'll just go as long as we can. For now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this green, tan, brown tarp thing off completely. We're not going to need it anymore. The sun should be on us in about an hour. We're boiling water for oatmeal, and our canteen is full. So we're going to take this tarp off and clean up everything, organize everything, and just have a camp to hang out at for the day. Sun's hitting the hills over there. It's beautiful. Starting to get organized. Pulling everything out of there. Got the tarp off. But all of a sudden, I still got to clean up the rest of this. All of a sudden, I'm super hungry. So we're going to get that water to a boil there. We're going to do some oatmeals and another cup of coffee. And then we'll have to pull the chicken down. It's probably frozen again. Thaw that out because that's going to be lunch, early breakfast. Brunch. Yeah, we're going to have breakfast and brunch and lunch. So it's beautiful. I'll show you what I got going here. We got some pour over coffee. These things are great. Got just enough creamer. Water's at a boil. And we're going to have these peanut butter and honey oatmeals. I'm just going to pour the water right into the bags. Eat them right out of there. So we'll get that going. So we're getting everything out, organized. That cuts down a lot of like scrambling at the end of the day if you're running late or if you're on some kind of schedule. It just makes life easier around the camp. What I think I'll do is the next video, when I unpack everything from this, we'll do exactly what I brought for a kit for this trip. So, you know, within a couple days, keep an eye out for a video of all this stuff. I'm going to unpack it at home. We'll go through it. We'll go through what I keep in my first aid. That's the boo-boo kit. That's the trauma kit. That's for big wounds. We'll go through all that stuff. We'll go through what's in my gear bags. These are my calorie bags, food and stuff. We'll just go through the whole kit of everything I brought. I'll just give you a heads up what I'm going to do. I'm going to take everything down. We're going to keep the fire pit for the day. And I think I'm going to concentrate on just making a like a spot to sit and hang out. I'm not going to need to lay down or anything. So we're going to take it all down. One more thing I thought would be good to mention. If you're using something like this, something this color, or if you have anything in that yellow that's really big, and you're out in the wilderness enjoying yourself, be careful how you display this. Now I've got this big orange square laid out on this hill in front of the sky. Now if there was some search and rescue guys out, or just somebody joyriding in their little plane, they might take notice of that and send somebody to just make sure you're okay. The last thing you need is to waste a bunch of Forest Service guys or SR guys time walking up through all this just for you to say, oh, I was just drying out my tarp. So these are also safety signals. The other side is Mylar, so if it was in the sun and you were waving it, you could get it to reflect really good. So I just wanted to point that out. Be careful how you're displaying your stuff. I got to dry off some snow off the edge, but then I thought as soon as I put it out, you know, that could be seen from the sky as a distress signal. So just be careful how you display your bright colors when you're out in the wilderness, unless you want to be found. All right. I think we're going to go get that chicken out of the tree. Get that prepped up. It's still pretty early, but I guess if you're not rationing, eat when you're hungry. I'm hungry, so I'm going to eat the chicken. Started making myself a little seat. Just something to sit on. Took the whole deal down there. Still be cooking on that fire pit. Yeah. Beautiful. So we're going to go get the chicken. We're going to keep them all out of this short and probably end it soon. I'm running low on the battery, so. All right, got the chicken. One thing I like to grab, if I remember, they've got these little, like, I don't know, I think there's 10 of them in there. 10-pack of Purell hand wipes. Weighs nothing, takes up no room. If I know I'm handling chicken, those are nice to have. And, oh, I got my seasoning here, so we're going to season this chicken up, and we're going to put it in that Ziploc. Kind of let it, I guess, marinate. But here, we'll go ahead and... this is my secret seasoning. Well, yeah, it's secret. My seasoning blend. So we'll go ahead, we'll do that to both sides. We'll get it in the bag. We'll let it set for a minute. So the chicken's been marinating for a little while. I've got the fire burning down like a second set of coals. So we're gonna go ahead and skewer this up. I brought the seasoning just in case there's some bald spots. What I did is I took a piece of juniper. I explained in a video before, up here there's nothing but pine, and this is gonna be the least piney pine when it comes to cooking with your food. So I went with the juniper. So let's get her in. Now, I don't know how I still have battery right now. So if it just ends, you know why. So we're just gonna kind of kebab it on. These are flattened already, these breasts. So do something like that. Slide it on down. Yeah, that looks awesome. Oh, that tore a little bit. We'll get the other one on. This piece is filleted very nicely for this. Boom. So we're gonna do them out thin. They won't have to be on there for too long, which would be nice. And I think we're gonna leave the seasoning like that, and we'll just season it if we want more. So there's our chicken skewer. Hopefully you can see that. It smells so good. If it wasn't chicken, I'd be licking my fingers. So these are coming along. Some chicken kebabs. They look so good. Just chicken. So I don't even know if it's just chicken on a skewer. Can't really call that a kebab, I guess. But yeah, we're gonna let that cook. We're gonna get over here on our little seat we made and eat lunch, and we'll probably do the outro because we're on critical with battery. I like to keep some for emergencies. Don't want to just kill your mode of telecommunication. So we'll talk to you here when I'm eating. Check this out. So good. So we're gonna eat our chicken. We're gonna take this vitamin C pack. So good. All right, that's gonna do it. That chicken was so delicious. I just ate right through it. We're just gonna hang out for a little while. Pick up slowly, repack slowly. I'm in no rush. Excuse me. But we're gonna end the video here due to battery life. So I just want to thank everybody personally. I appreciate all your views, your comments. If you haven't, hit that subscribe button. That would be awesome. Maybe a thumbs up. What else we got? Check the description. There's a couple links there. One for the Montana Wilderness Survival and Bushcraft, and one for my Patreon account. I'm going to start rolling credits at the end of my videos with my patron names. But here's the names here at the end of this video. I appreciate you guys, my patrons. You guys are awesome. And last but absolutely not least, I want to thank my girlfriend Christy. I don't usually bring personal stuff into my videos, but and she knows that. But without her, when I'm feeling like I just don't want to do this anymore or do the school, even though it's my dream, sometimes you get, you know, a little discouraged. She's always there to encourage me, but without her, none of this would be happening, because I would have said forget it. I don't know how long ago. So pretty cool. Thank you, Christy. I love you. And without further ado, I think that is the end. So God bless you. Have a great day. Check the link in the description. I think I covered everything. I think we did. It was a beautiful trip. Beautiful trip. We'll have to do longer and more. The weather changes. So thank you. God bless. Have a great day. Wow, that felt old.